The weight no one sees that morning. The city woke up like it always did. Traffic lights changed on schedule. Footsteps hurried across sidewalks, and engines hummed with familiar urgency. From the outside, everything looked normal, but no one could truly see how many hearts were quietly struggling that day. Arga stood at the bus stop, staring down the road with tired eyes. His suit was neat, his shoes polished, yet his chest felt unbearably heavy. For months, he had felt like he was moving without direction. Every day he went to the same office, sat at the same desk, did the same work, and returned home with a kind of exhaustion that sleep could not fix. Sometimes he asked himself, is this all life will ever be? But he never said it out loud. Across the city, Cinta sat on the edge of her small room, her phone resting silently in her hands. Another plan had failed. Another hope had slipped away. People often told her she was still young, that she had plenty of time. But they didn't know how it felt to watch dreams slowly drift out of reach, while courage quietly faded. She wanted to be strong. That morning, she couldn't stop the tears. In a narrow street not far away, Mr. Damar unlocked the door of his tiny shop. His hair was turning gray, his shoulders no longer as firm as they once were. Every morning, he swept the same floor, arranged the same shelves, and hoped that today might be just a little better than yesterday. He never told anyone that his business was close to failing, or that he often woke in the middle of the night wondering how he would survive another month. He simply knew one thing. He had to keep the door open. Quitting was not an option. They didn't know each other. They had never spoken. They might never even cross paths. Yet they were bound by the same invisible thread, a quiet, unseen struggle. Struggle is not always loud. It doesn't always look like dramatic failure followed by a triumphant rise. Sometimes, struggle is waking up when you don't want to, going to work when your heart feels empty, smiling for others while carrying a weight no one notices, and the hardest part of all, continuing without applause. Arga finally stepped onto the bus and took a seat by the window. He watched his own reflection blur against the moving city. He remembered a time when his dreams felt clear and close, when he believed life would become something meaningful and bright. Now, he just wanted the day to end. Still, as the bus moved forward, he took a deep breath. He was still here, still trying, and somehow that was enough to keep him going. Cinta left her room and stepped outside without knowing where she was headed. She only knew that staying still would make the heaviness worse. She walked along the sidewalk, letting the wind touch her face. With every small step, a quiet realization formed: she had not given up. She was tired, but she was still trying. And for that day, that was enough. Mr. Damar welcomed his first customer with a soft smile and a simple thank you. When the customer left, he sat down for a moment and looked around his shop. The future was uncertain. The fear was real. But as long as he could open that door every morning, as long as his hands could still work, he would continue. Not because he was fearless, but because responsibility mattered more than fear. The day passed slowly. Time moved forward, carrying everyone with their own invisible burdens. No one knew when the struggle would end. There were no guarantees that everything would suddenly become easy. But within all that uncertainty lived a truth we often forget: no effort is ever meaningless. Night fell. Arga walked home more slowly than usual. Cinta opened her notebook and wrote down a small plan. Just one step at a time. Mr. Damar closed his shop and looked up at the sky before heading home. They were all exhausted, but they were still here, still breathing, still choosing not to give up that day. And perhaps that is what real courage looks like. Not shouting to the world that you are strong, but quietly enduring when the world says nothing at all. If you are listening to this story and something feels familiar, that is not a coincidence. Because somewhere in this story lives a struggle you may be carrying too, in your own way, with wounds you may never explain. Today, you may not feel victorious. You may still be tired, still unsure, still questioning whether it is all worth it. But as long as you are moving forward, even slowly, you are not defeated. One day you will look back and realize that the small steps you took today were the reason you made it this far. If this story stayed with you, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe to this channel and share this video with someone who may be fighting quietly. Because sometimes, one story is enough to help someone choose to keep going just one more day. And choosing to keep going is the quietest, yet most powerful, victory of all.